Hello, hello! Today we are doing a fun, simple project that you guys can whip up in just a few minutes, and the kids are just going to love it with trick-or-treating. All we have to do is take some supplies from Dollar Tree, and you can make your own pumpkin pouring candy into the bowl. And as you can see, I didn't buy a lot of candy because I don't have a lot of kids that trick-or-treat by my house, so I didn't want to load up on this. But you can fill this up, and right now I currently have 3 bags. So let's talk about what we need for the supplies so that you guys can get started. Okay, so here are the supplies that you're going to need to make your own candy dish that looks like it's pouring out. Again, many times people do the ones with the teacups and the flowers, which is the same concept, and using either a spoon or a fork. Dollar Tree sells these, and I'm going to use a fork. They come in a 2-pack. We're going to bend this, and I'm only going to bend it one way. Now, if you want to bend this handle a different way so that it's pouring differently, that's entirely up to you, but you do have to be careful because these will break because they're not really any kind of, real silver or anything, and it's just going to break on you. You need a bottom bucket, which is what we're going to use as our base, and then of course this one here, which is a little bit lighter, is our top one. They sell these at Dollar Tree, but the pumpkins are really cute, and I couldn't find just the pumpkin one at Dollar Tree, so that's why I'm using this one. So you can use whatever you want, and that's where you may have to bend your lip a little different depending on which one of these you choose. So if you just want to bend it once, then you would want to use this one. And of course, you're going to need candy. So I just got different types of mixed candy that we're going to add, and we're going to get started in 1 second here. And remember, if you want to use a spoon, you can, but we're going to glue basically right here when we get our fork. And as you can see, I already bent my fork, but I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And it just looks like, here's the fork, okay? Here's the fork. And here's our bent fork. So here's the straight part. Okay, so here's the straight part, and you can see all it is the back end is just bent backwards, okay? And all you have to do is put it on a table and bend it down, and I'm going to show you how I did that right now. And then we're just going to glue our pots together, and you add your candy, and you're all done. And the kids are going to be amazed when they see that pouring out. Okay, so what I did was, let me push this down a little bit so that you can see my table. And here is the fork that I bent. And all I did was, I took a fork, okay, so here's my bent one. I just took the fork and I put it on the table and I bent it down, okay? So that's all it took. So you're just putting it on the table and you're bending your fork down, okay? So there's the other one. It just depends on the angle that you bend them, okay? So they're actually both the same. You saw how quick that took. It was hardly nothing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add these inside our buckets, okay? So this is how we're going to hot glue this in here. And one of the most important things is make sure that you're putting enough glue on and you're waiting for that glue to dry, okay? So I have a very thick glue, and it's very, very hot, which makes it better in the long run, but it takes some time to dry, okay? So we're just putting on a lot of glue, and we are going to hold this there for just a few seconds until it dries. And we might have to put some candy in here, like our bags of unwrapped candy, for the weight, because it may tip over when we add our bucket on the top here. And once this dries, it's going to be nice and secure. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back side so that it's really glued on there. And this is just fun. You can do it with other projects as well. You can do it with the flowers, like I said, and the teacups. And I've also seen the teacup with the coffee beans, which I thought was really cute for a kitchen area where you have your coffee and your creamer and stuff like that. So this looks like it's drying pretty well. It's almost dry. And we are going to do the same thing for this one right here. Now, I have this little hanger here, and I'm actually going to leave it on. And as you can see, we're just going to add the glue right here, okay? We're just going to add the glue right to our base here, and I'm actually going to put it on the back side of my fork, and we're just going to put that in there like that, okay? And again, we're adding a lot of glue. I'll show you how much I put on there, okay? So I put a lot of hot glue on there, and again, we're just going to wait for it to dry. Okay, so put it on there, and I want my pumpkin face up, looking like it's pouring out. and we're just going to hold that on there. Okay, so we're just going to hold that. And I think when kids come to the door and you're holding this, it's going to be really, really cute. It's just a cute idea. It's a cute idea for school. It's a cute idea for home. It's a cute idea for a party. You can do this with several different things, as I said. And the thing that you want to make sure of is that you, of course, have wrapped candy. And when we start gluing our candy to have it pouring out, we're going to make sure that the candy is still where you can eat it. So we're going to like glue like the ends of the wrappers and things like that so that the hot glue isn't actually touching. And if all that candy is all that's left, then all you have to do is just pull off the candy off your fork and you can use it the following year. Okay, so we are almost done. And look at how it's already standing on its own. How fun is that? So the first thing I'm going to do, just to make sure that it's weighted down, is I'm going to start adding my candy around the fork area. Okay, so I'm going to just pour it in here to have something to work with. Okay. And let's do one more. And you can see it's not moving. I'm hitting it. It's not falling off or anything like that. And I'm just going to start adding little different, I'm going to use like Tootsie Rolls here. And we're just going to start adding, but you got to hold stuff as you go, okay? So I added a Tootsie Roll on the inside, and we're going to cover the whole fork as we come down. Okay, so I'm going to try and use like lighter items, and again, we're just doing the wrapper part, okay? So you don't want it to touch the actual sucker or anything like that, because you don't want where you can't eat the candy. Okay, so we're just filling this up with the different candy that comes in these mixed packages. Just a fun thing that you can do, but they have all different kinds of candy that you can choose, and they do have like chocolate and stuff. Now, if you're going to use chocolate on this, remember to only get the back side of the candy, because you don't, like the wrapper part, you don't want the chocolate melting on you, because the glue gun is hot. It's going to melt the back of it, and then it's going to kind of be mushy. And you don't want kids getting that if that's what you plan on doing for the kids. Okay, so we're just going to add another sucker towards the bottom. Okay. And you can add as much candy as you want. Like, see how we're adding it and it's coming down? You can add as much candy as you want and decide, you know, how much you want pouring out. Okay, so it just depends. And if you want to go a little higher, you know, with your candy, it's completely up to you. Again, we're just adding it to the wrapper itself, not to the candy. And look how fun and easy this is. It's so simple. The kids would love doing this. They're going to love seeing the candy pour out of it when you have trick-or-treaters come. And you'll be able to still eat this candy. Okay, so again, this was 3 bags of candy. So, you know, to fill this up would probably take, I'd say, 6 bags from Dollar Tree. And don't forget, you want to do the back side too, because then you're going to see your fork. So make sure you come around to the back and you add a few things here. Okay. And it's really, really simple. See how fun and easy this is? And I'm doing this with you live. We're not stopping the video at all, because I just want you guys to see how easy this is to just keep taking the glue, adding your candy, and adding your suckers, and it's just fun. Okay, so let's add a Tootsie Roll to the back side. You don't need a lot of candy on the back side. You know, you just want to be able to cover up the fork so that they can't see it. And then, let's see. I don't really want to add a sucker to the back side because it's kind of big. So we'll just add this one. Okay, another little piece of candy. And look at, I'm hitting it and everything, and it's not coming off. So you can clearly see how easy this is to make. Okay, so we got the candy. So look, now you can't even see the fork on the back side. You just see the candy pouring out. Okay, and the candy's pouring out this way. And I'm just going to add a few more pieces at the top here. I haven't decided if I'm going to... I don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters at my house because my dog doesn't like trick-or-treaters, so I try to avoid them. I know that's terrible. Last year, I did pass out 10,000 pieces of candy at my store, though, because they have a big Halloween walk, and I was out there, and I had to keep going to the store for more candy. So it's not that I don't want to give out candy. My doggie doesn't like the excitement, which I know a lot of people say that. So it's not that I don't want to give out candy. It's that I do have to worry about her well-being and her anxiety with all the candy. And I also, you know, when my son was younger, he used to go to a lot of parties. I really didn't like him out on the streets. But when I was a kid, boy, did we get candy. We got so much candy, and it was so much fun. And we would go with my aunts, and we would spend a day trick-or-treating. It was just, God, those were the days. You know, and of course, you still had to check the candy and everything. But, okay, so really, all I have to do now is fill my bowl with candy, and if I want to add some more candy up here, which let's just add a few pieces just so that it looks like it's pouring from the bottom. Okay. We'll just add a few more pieces in here. We'll add a few suckers, and everything's holding really, really nicely. Okay, so just make sure, I always tell you guys, make sure you use a nice hot glue gun so that everything makes sure that it's you know, gluing right, because there is cool, there is medium, and there is hot. I personally don't like the lower temps because I don't feel that they hold very well. But again, it's entirely up to you. I always tell everybody, watch your fingers, watch your fingers. Okay, so that's all it took for us to make our cute little candy bowl. And you guys can make your own, and this cost me $5 because I got 3 bags of candy. I got the bottom, $6. So it was the top one, $1, the bottom, 3 bags of candy, and your forks. And you saw how easy it was to bend these. So now you know, if you want to do the cup, you always just have to bend these a certain way and make sure that they're glued really, really well. And have fun making your own, and happy Halloween to all of you. Bye now.